about it. Anyway, so
we're gonna get started with what do fans need to know about Wonyoung. We're gonna get started with what do fans need to know about her, okay? We have love who you are. You are a divine, delightful, and deserving of wonderful things like you. You are divine, delightful, and deserving of the wonderful things life has to offer. And then we have do something for someone. Give your attention to another. So the way that I kind of was called to get the what do fans need to know is like, what does she need to hear? Like, if she ever were to see this, what's a message that she would need to hear? And it's funny because the first card that came out as soon as I asked that and phrased it like that was love who you are. And I think that's part of what her journey is on this planet, on this earth, and what she's learning about herself right now. I think she is learning about herself right now. Of course, we've seen her very young. She is still very, very young. And I think the fact that I have to say that with like every artist right now, that's wild. The fact that I have to say that about her really tells me that there are times where she definitely doubts herself. I don't think she has built up confidence enough to like shelter herself and know that the validation comes from within. I don't think she's on that level yet. I'm not gonna say that she's absolutely insecure all the way. She's not that either. She knows who she is, but she doesn't know if that's the right person that she needs to be, that she wants to be. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I think she was groomed to be like that, even from her childhood up until now. I'm definitely getting her being in the public eye isn't helping with this. It's not helping with her own mental state when it comes to her own self-confidence, her own self-worth. Knowing that it's okay to be who you are, all your quirks, crannies, nooks and crannies, okay? I think she has a clear understanding of who she is as a person. But I don't think that's necessarily the person that she's showing us outwardly all the time. And I don't think that's her fault. I think that's the fault of the people around her. They really don't make her feel safe to just be who she is, for who she is, you know, self-expressive in the way that she actually wants to be. I think this is a goal of hers as well. I would tell her, love who you are, you know, for who you are, you know, for every single bad thing about yourself. I bet there's 15 different good things about yourself that you didn't even think of because you're too busy worried about what would people say that's bad about you? What would people say that you need to fix about you? And I think that's something that she would really need to hear. And I hope that message resonates for people out there who are also struggling with that same thing, because I know that that's not an easy thing. And I feel like everyone needs to take into account and examine those things about themselves every once in a while. And I think a lot of people don't, because it scares them. And I understand how scary that is. I definitely understand that. And then do something for someone, give your attention to another. I think this attention that she needs to be given to someone, that she needs to be giving to someone, is herself. I think she needs to get with herself, spend time with herself, get to know herself even deeper than she already knows herself right now. And not only do that, but just accept it. You know, I'm not saying she needs to change anything. I'm just saying she needs to accept who she is for how she is, what she is, you know, the things she does, the things she doesn't do, those kinds of things. She just needs to accept herself as a whole being before she can do anything else, before she can grow, if that's something that she wants to do. Maybe she's satisfied and content where she is, where she feels like she should be. If you're feeling like you should be something, then I would tell you, F that. F that, okay? Don't let anybody, not even yourself, tell you how you should be feeling. Examine how you really, truly feel, okay? And then work with that, okay? You can go from there. That's for sure. Same goes for any of you out there too, okay? I definitely tell you guys that too, okay? Love who you are and do something for yourself. If you're ever doubting yourself, I would recommend writing yourself a letter when you feel good. When you're at your highest vibration and your highest vibe, and you're like, I feel great about myself, I'm not hating myself today, write yourself a letter to the person that you'll be in whatever amount of time the next time you're feeling like crap. Okay? Okay. First topic that we're gonna get into is, who is she at her core? Who is she? Who is she at her core? What is her current energy? Like, who is she? Who is she as a person, you know? Not this media trained, I'm not gonna say puppet because I feel like that's just really harsh. Not this media trained person that she is, and this people pleasing person that she has shown us, you know? And I'm not saying that that's what other people get from her. I'm just saying those are the energies I'm getting, you know? I don't think she's 100% genuine, but I also understand why that is. There's something deeper there, and it has nothing to do with trying to manipulate or deceive people. So we have the Ace of Swords, Seven of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, the Magician, King of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, and the Nine of Wands. I think I want to start with this. She's very protective. She's very protective of herself, and she's protective of her own little world that she has in her mind. And I think that's where a lot of her people pleasing comes from. It's like, I don't want anybody to ruin what I have going on up here. So I'm going to try to keep it as peaceful, cordial, and cute as possible. I don't care if you judge this outward persona, because that's not who I truly am. I know who I truly am. And you might not like that, but that's who I am. And since she doesn't show this part to people, she feels more protected. You know, she feels more safe, because it's like, if you're not judging who I am truly, because you don't know who I am truly, then all the things you say is water off the duck's back. You know? I like that. I do like that. This Magician, I think she's someone who can make things happen. When she dreams of something, she's someone who's very capable of bringing those dreams into reality, you know? She's not exactly boss bee energy, I wouldn't say, but she's definitely someone who can calculate and communicate to get exactly what she wants, but that's not in a deceiving kind of way. It's more of, the opportunity arises, she'll take it with this Magician card. And she'll find the opportunity. Like, she'll put herself in situations just so she can have the opportunity to do certain things. And that's the way her mind works. I think her mind works very clearly. She is very, what is it? I wouldn't say cutthroat, but she's very, what is that word? I just had it and it disappeared. That is wild. What is that word? How does that saying go? She's quick with her punches, very witty. I think people don't give her credit for that, but I also think people don't think about her in that regards, because she doesn't care for them to. Like, she recognizes just how hard she has had to work to get to where she is right now. And I think, I'm not even gonna lie to you, there is this energy at whatever the cost, I'm gonna get what I want. And that's not in a nefarious way. It's just like, I'm gonna do what I have to do in order to get what I want, in order to get what I'm seeking, in order to obtain my goal, in order to obtain my dream. You know, she's born October 31st, so she is a Virgo. Very Virgo-like. Very Virgo-like. The first card that popped out was like the Knight of Pentacles here. And the first thing I thought was, she's a Virgo's Virgo. Like, she's a Virgo's Virgo. I think there's a lot of thoughts on her mind almost constantly, you know, almost constantly. She has to fight off certain things almost constantly in order to keep herself afloat. But honestly, I think she does this really well. Like, I want to commend her for how strong her own mind is, because I don't think a lot of people do that. She's very resilient. Not only resilient, but bro, my ear is heating up. I think her ear might be heating up right now, wherever she is. But honestly, she's had to put in a lot of work to get to this point, and I think that's something that she recognizes. The mental power that she's had to put into being who she is and getting to where she is always discredited. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Nobody thinks about this stuff, but she does. And I just want to say that I'm proud of her. Honestly, I genuinely want to say I'm proud of her, because I don't think anybody can see just how hard she works in her own mind to keep herself where she is. She has shed her fair share of tears over everything. When she was happy, when she's gotten something that she wanted, she is not someone who is ungrateful. I'm going to tell you that right now. She's not entitled. She's not someone ungrateful. She genuinely believes that she has to fight tooth and nail to end up to get what she wants. She doesn't believe anything's going to be handed to her. I would not say she's someone who's out of touch, no matter how she grew up, you know, how she got to where she is, the things she gets. She is someone who's truly deserving. I'm not even going to sit here in front of you. She's truly deserving of everything that she has. This mentality, this is unique. I have not seen this energy before. Okay?
Looking for the fire escape.
Okay, I'm not even gonna sit here in front of you, bro. She listens to a lot of good music. Around a different, like, she has a huge expanse of genres that she covers when she listens on her little playlist. I am getting she has a playlist. She should drop some song recommendations, because she's got some good ones. I want to say she's traditional, but not in a traditional way, if that makes sense. Like, her values are very traditional. Hard work makes a good man. Whoa. Those words have never come into my head like that. Whoa. Dude, I was channeling hard right there. Hard work makes a good man. And she believes that down to the bone, bro. Deserving, like I said, very deserving of the things that she has. Very patient. So she's someone who can put up with a lot in order to, because she has her eyes on the bigger picture, on the end goal here. She's someone who can put up with a lot in order to get that bag. In order to get that bag. But she's someone who can put up with a lot in order to just keep going, because that's something she thinks that she needs to do, she has to do. Think about it like this. Who she is on the outside is exactly who she wants people to think she is. But I think people twist that. I'm not even gonna sit here in front of you. Like, I think people are more harsh with who she is on the outside than if she was a regular Joe that you met in the day-to-day world. You would not think twice about it. You would just be like, oh, how nice of them. They're so kind, they're cool. And then move on. But she's more than that. Very calculated. Okay, this girl can make her way around the room. She can make her way around it. Very hard working. That girl is hard working. She will just do it without a complaint because she feels bad about complaining, period. She's very hopeful. She's a very hopeful person. She's someone who clings on to hope. As long as she feels like there's a will, there's a way. You know what I'm saying? She's one of those people. She's someone who has formulated her own values despite what goes on around her. Yeah, she does have her own trauma and her own things that she needs to work on for sure. But I'm mainly getting that due to the experience she has had in her life and what she's gone through in her life, she's someone who has her head on very straight, like very straight. She has a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings. And I think she's someone who's able to recognize that and recognize her own feelings. But she's, with this Knight of Cups, she's not to the point where she can articulate herself. I don't think she feels comfortable enough with herself to articulate herself like that. She might be someone who second guesses herself quite a bit. She feels like she got lucky. She said, sorry, I just saw a huge flash of lightning right there. Wild. Okay, and then the thunder. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing. Because that right there, not a coincidence. Not a coincidence. She feels like she's someone who is very lucky, like a strike of luck hitter. She was working so hard, working her behind off. And all of a sudden, things just worked out. She feels like this wasn't an easy journey, an easy road, period, to get to where she is. And she's still young, and she feels like that. Wild. I'd love to hear some stories from her. I'd love to hear some stories from her. I love the way her mind works, though. High key. It's like she got hit with the lucky stick, but it's like she uses that as a front to kind of undermine just how hard she's had to work and some of the trauma she has gone through. I feel like there will be a day where all of this changes and this will all solidify in her mind, and she'll come around to understand who she's meant to be, you know, and love that person for who that person is. She feels like she was destined for something. She truly feels like she was destined for something, and she's going to get there. Period. Like, she's someone who believes in destiny.
Don't know why death would affect me like that, but it did.
Say, side note, if she ever goes solo and she gets the freedom to do whatever the heck she wants to do, good stuff coming. Good stuff coming. She likes music too much. She cares about too many things, and she has too much substance going on deeper behind the scenes, behind that mask. And like, I think a lot of that will come out in her music if she's allowed to do so. We're gonna get into why do people hate on her so much, because I'm someone, like, it feels like there's new news about her like every couple of weeks, every couple of months. There's new things that people are hating on her for, and I'm always like, bro, why is that? Like, what do you mean by that? Like what's behind this that makes y'all feel like y'all need to do this? And I'm not trying to attack anybody out there. I'm just saying, like, it's crazy just how people keep her name in their mouth. I'm just kidding. Okay, we have the Star, the Three of Wands, the Strength card, King of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, the Justice card, the Knight of Pentacles, again, the Four of Pentacles, and the Nine of Swords. With this Nine of Swords, first thing I heard is people project onto her. I think that's what this is. They're projecting onto her. I think they're projecting their own insecurities because they see things in her that they don't necessarily feel like they can ever accomplish. And that's kind of sad. That's kind of sad. It's like, why does she get that? Why does she get to do this? What is that kind of thinking? And I don't even think people are totally aware this is how they're thinking. I think they just feel insecure. They feel low-key intimidated, okay? And they don't like the fact, like, some people can't come to terms with their own emotions like that. They can't acknowledge them like that. And I think that's exactly what a lot of this hate stems from. I think there's an aspect of people that feel comfortable hating on things they don't understand. I think people feel way more entitled to her. Wow. I was looking at the back of the deck really quick, and like literally all the cards that want to show are like the King of Disc, the King of Swords, the King of Cups. That's wild. People feel like people automatically, when they see her, when they meet her, they feel like they're automatically beneath her. And it's not anything she's doing, because they feel like she's really nice. But it's like, instead, their own thoughts take them to a different place, one that's not as supportive and nice, and they want to see things. They put things there that aren't really there. Oh, she's nice, but I guess she's hiding this. I bet she does this. I bet, you know, that kind of thing. It's giving Mean Girl kind of energy. It's lonely at the top. It's lonely at the top. Take the head cheerleader, the true head cheerleader down, because she's a good person. It's kind of that energy. It makes people uncomfortable to just look at where all of these thoughts stem from. So instead, they just project them all onto her. They don't know how to change that, though. It's kind of sad. They see her as very attractive, very beautiful. They're like, wow, this girl is so amazing. And not only that, but if you talk to her behind the scenes when the cameras are off, she's very articulate and intelligent. And like, you might not tell this on the first go, but you notice things about her as time goes on. You're like, oh my God, the things that she says, the way that she words things, the way that she thinks about life and stuff. This girl's quirky. Like, this girl is quirky. I think, yeah. So many thoughts come to people's heads, and like, instead of processing all the things that truly come from themselves, they're too busy trying to project onto her things that aren't necessarily there, you know? The way she carries herself, everything, it upsets people, it irks people, because they're truly like, oh my God, like, how? Like, how? Like, why can't I do that? Why can't I be like that? How? That Knight of Pentacles again. I don't think people genuinely are refusing to acknowledge just how hard she works. Like, despite everything that you see her in, despite everything that you see her doing, her name's on this, her name is on that, despite all of that, no one's acknowledging the fact that she is doing all of that and how much energy it takes to do all of that. And that's wild. I think part of the reason why she's here, her purpose here, is to kind of learn how to find validation in herself and like recognize that the validation of others, I think not more so find validation in herself up to a certain point, but I think it's mainly just recognizing that she doesn't need validation from other people, period. She just doesn't need it. I think most people assume she doesn't need it. I don't even think they like realize, you know? Like, this girl is strong. They can see that. The demons inside them, the darkness inside them, it sees it. And that's why they react so, like, so, that, like, you get what I mean? That's why they react like that. Oh, look at her. She does this, that, this, that. Like, girl, she's just following the rules of the game. Like, this girl can recognize the rules of the game. I think the part that she needs, that she's learning right now, is how to deal with curveballs. That's what she's learning right now. And I'm not talking about something sudden and whatever. I'm talking about as a whole where she is. It's like she's being tested. People see a capability in her. They see a light in her. They see a just in her. They see something beautiful in her. And like the world does, unfortunately, sometimes with people who are unhealed, it attacks that. It attacks something they see as beautiful because they feel like it needs to be corrupted. And I'd say that's the demons in them. Like, she ain't got nothing to worry about. Those are the demons in you that you need to figure out how to fix, okay? Getting distracted, so I think she's someone who can get brain fog. She's someone who can get brain fog, get distracted very easily. Like, low-key, she's whimsical. They feel like she's very capable of even doing bigger, better things. And like, instead of just being supportive and being like, oh my God, that's so great, that's good for you, being genuinely, like, what's the word? Being genuinely happy for her, they feel some type of different way because instead of thinking about it's just for her or whatever, they think more about the things that they can't do, they can't accomplish, they can never reach, you know, the heights they can never reach. They'll never have that. They'll never have this. And they're too busy thinking about all the things they can never do that they're not doing the things they can do. Dead serious. you're attractive, you can do this, you can do that, you can blah, 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 blah. And it's like they literally use her as a scapegoat for anything. If anything goes wrong, if anything is, you know, even things that aren't even necessarily in her control or in her fault, like in her little realm or her bubble, like the lip syncing scandal. Like, bro, you don't know how the producers wanted her to be. You don't know how her company wants her to be. And I think that's what, you know, she's just playing the game, bro. She's just playing the game. She's doing what she's told to be, like, she's being told to do. And, like, people attack her for that. But, like, literally everybody else in this industry is doing that exact same thing. Like, bro. And I think people need to change their perspective about this, because that's literally what's going on here. It's like, it's not... She's just playing the game. Like, bro, don't be mad because she can play the game. And I'm not even her fan, you know? I'm not even a fan of her. Like, she's great and everything. I feel one way or another. I just don't know much about her. But, like, bro, she's playing the game. Better than you've seen it be played in a while. Like, dead serious. Expect her to change publicly? No. With this 3-in-1s, no. I think if she were allowed to have more freedom in the future, definitely. But if she's not, and people keep an eye on her and give her as much attention as they give her, then yeah, it's gonna continue to be how it is. You get what I'm saying? And I think, you know, this isn't just her. This is like, with more fame and more people saying her name, this is just the hazards of the job, you know? It's the hazards of the job. Low-key, it's the hazards of the job. See these buzzards? Buzzards! I never said that word in my whole life. Buzzards! Okay? Buzzards, bro. It's the hazards of the job. People are gonna be around her doing, with more fame, she gets more way people talk about her, the more harder her life gets personally, because she has to deal with this like balance of things and like figure herself out and like climb her way out of this. But like, the better she gets. You get what I'm saying? The better she gets. Like, look at this. Look at it. Wow. But like, enough said. Like, I don't even know what to tell you. 9 of Cups. Sometimes I forget people don't necessarily read tarot on their own. Like, bro, I see this, I'm like, enough said. Enough said. And you're like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, I can't. 9 of Cups. Wish fulfillment. That's kind of what she's dealing with. Like, with the more fame, the more notoriety, the more success, the level that, like, the more she keeps reaching different levels, the more things she's going to have to experience, the more things she's going to have to overcome and work through in order to get there. 32 is on the clock when I said that. So many things she can do, like, and she can make so many things work. She can make so many things work. She's not the only one that sees that, her potential, but like, she's someone who's like, I'm gonna see my potential to the fullest. I'm gonna see what I can do. I'm gonna shape shit. I'm gonna shape shit to get to where I want to be. Like, period. And we have the Knight of Cups, the King of Cups, and then the 10 of Swords. Like, bro, she's like, I'll go through some pain just so I can be the best person I can be, just so I can get what I want, what I'm desiring, what I know I'm here to, what I was set on this earth to do. And that's kind of what she's thinking here. Now we're in the part where we conclude our thoughts on the reading. Wild thing. My theory about like why this video even came to be, why this is part of my conspiracy theories one, is just kind of like, yeah. I felt like there was more to her that meets the eye. I'm not even gonna sit here in front of you. I thought she would be, oh my God, like, I don't know, like, I always thought it could go one of two ways. She could either be really sweet, really kind, you know. I've always thought she was putting on a mask. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And I feel like that was confirmed for me today. Like, she's putting on a mask, but it's not for the reasons that I think. It's not for the reasons that I thought. That's what I'm gonna say. But in reality, you know, it's something very different. Am I satisfied? Yeah. I'm glad to see that there's actually good people in this world. even if they are kind of naive but calculated at the same time, I also feel like I'm like that. Like I feel like I'm like that too. So I mean, water into wine, you know what I'm saying? I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you have a good night, day, morning, evening, or whatever. And I hope everybody stays safe, healthy, happy, or at least works to get there. You get what I'm saying? Anyways, forgive yourself, love yourself, and have a good rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.